Okay, we will call to order this meeting of the Murray City Municipal Council for Tuesday, December 1st, 2015, and welcome all of you who are in attendance this evening. We will excuse Councilmember Brass from District 3, who is not attending tonight. Also, we would ask that if you have cell phones or other electronic devices, that you put them on silent or turn them off. We would appreciate that to help us maintain the decorum of the meeting here this evening. We'll begin this evening with, me finding my glasses. Okay, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we've asked one of our scouts who's in attendance this evening, Cesar Mendoza, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Cesar, would you come forward?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate that. We will go ahead and recognize the rest of the scouts who are here. If we would just like to take a moment and have each of you stand and introduce yourself and tell us what troop you're from and what merit badge you're working on.
I'm Barn Weiberg, and we're representing Troop 296.
Why are we working on?
I'm Brandon York, and I'm in Troop 296, and we're working on communications.
I'm Cesar, Troop 296, and we're doing communications.
I'm Gavin Helmrich, and I'm 296 working on communications.
I'm Hugh Smith, and I'm from Troop 296, and I'm working on communications.
I'm Braden Mann, and I'm from 296, working on communications.
So the leaders stand too, if you would.
My name's Brian, with that troop. Good boys here, so yeah.
Thank you.
Dave Decker here with Troop 296. We're right here in Murray. We're working on communications and also citizenship in the community. Kind of a combo.
Great, thank you, Dave.
My name's Jared Holberg. I'm Scoutmaster of these rowdy boys, except for the 14-year-old right there. He's joining us today. We're working on both community, or citizenship in the community, and communications.
Great, thank you. Did I miss any? We always appreciate having the Boy Scouts here, and I hope you learned something this evening. Okay, we have no minutes to approve this evening on the agenda, so we'll move right into special recognition. Item 5.3.1. This is a great evening because we have the opportunity to witness the swearing in of two new Murray City police officers, Jesse Dana Hayden and Abraham Gutierrez. Close enough? Okay. Thank you. Chief Burnett.
Yeah, I'd like to echo the sentiment. This is a great night. These are two brand new positions that we got in this year's budget, thanks to the mayor and the city council, to help bolster what we're doing. And this is so we're excited to have them. They graduated from the police academy. We put them through the second part of post. They graduated last week and did very well. So looking forward to good things from them. They both bring a lot of different talents and experience with them to us. Jesse's 20 years of active duty, retiree from the United States Navy. So he brings a lot of experience and leadership abilities. Abraham has helped us in some training in our department in the past, and he as well as your combat medic with the Army National Guard. So, you know, they have a lot of service that they're doing for not for the city, just for the city, but for the country. And you know, we're excited to have both of them here. So, go ahead with the swearing in.
Okay.
Just want to come on up and.
You never know where to stand. Let's come over here. Okay. Raise your right hands and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jesse Gutierrez,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
To support, obey, and defend.
to support, obey, and defend
The Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Utah.
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
And perform the duties of my office.
and perform the duties of my office
As a Murray City Police Officer.
as the Murray City Police Officer
With fidelity.
with fidelity.
Before you sit down, I mean, they will allow us, you know, we like to think of Murray City as a family and our police department as a family, and so if you want to just take, each of you take a moment and introduce family members, friends, whoever you have here with you to be a part of this today, if you want to go ahead and.
I got my girlfriend Kristen, her sister Melissa, her mom, my sister, friend of the family, my brother, and his wife.
All right.
You guys have enough time in the meeting?
Yes,
So I
sir.
got my wife Rachel, my daughter Sarah, my son Tyler, my son Caleb, my son Tristan, and his beautiful lady friend Emma.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to just take a moment and thank both of you for your service to our country and to our state and now to our city. So thank you. It's great to have you on board. It's a great city, great department. So any comments that anyone else would like to make from the council?
I'd just like to say welcome. It'll be great to have you as part of the Murray family. Appreciate that.
Same thing, a big welcome. Thank you for your service and welcome to Murray.
We will be moving through our agenda. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like, but don't feel like you have to. If you would, you don't have to sit through the whole meeting if you don't like. So, but you're welcome to.
But you can go now.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, our next item on the agenda will be is item 5.3.2. This is to recognize Murray City Water Division for EPA WaterSense 2015 Partner of the Year Award. Doug Hill presenting. Doug?
Yeah, I brought this plaque, if you will, to let you know that 2 months ago, Murray City was recognized by the Environmental Protection Agency as a Partner of the Year for the efforts that our water department has done in teaching the kids in our community as well as the adults the values of conserving water and using water-saving fixtures and so on and so forth. I think this is a great recognition, and I want to congratulate Danny Astle, our water superintendent, and Dave Franson, who is really the individual who put all this together, did all the promotion and implementation of water conservation. And so what I'd like to do is invite Dave Franson to come forward so that he can tell you a little bit about what we're doing in Murray City in order to help promote water conservation in our community. So, Dave?
So what I love about my job is that I get to wear a million different hats. Water conservation is just a small portion of what we handle. You know, we're a small city, small water department, and what's so awesome about this award is we went up against the big boys and we beat them. And I feel like that's what I personally take the most pride in. And like I said, I love my job, I love this city, I love the support I get from my bosses and from the council and everybody else involved. And for us to actually, you know, we sat there as water conservation specialists after water conservation specialists walked up and accepted awards. And us, a little small city in, you know, middle of Utah, went in and we competed with the big boys and we won. I'm really proud of this. We've done a lot of cool things to be involved in our community. Fix a Leak Week. You guys have seen our rebate program, the newsletters we put out. We've tried to be proactive. As far as a water department goes, generally we're the guys that are the bad guys. When they call, it's because their water's not working or there's a problem. And so for us to win this award and to finally kind of be the good guys and to be out in the community and talk to people about water conservation, we get to actually be the face of the good guys instead of the ones that, you know, are shutting somebody's water and on Christmas morning, you know. So I'm just really proud of everything that we've accomplished. I don't want to sit and pat myself on the back nonstop, but we've got a really great group of guys, and I'm really proud of, like I said, the support from above and the guys below that have all, you know, these guys go out and fix water mains in the day and then are out at Lowe's talking to our community about water conservation at night. And, you know, we always battle the misconceptions that the community has of, you know, city workers being lazy people, and we're combating that, and we're showing that, you know, we're not lazy, we're out there, we're kicking some major butt, and I'm very proud of this, and I hope you guys all are too. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. That's a great presentation and great congratulations for putting us on the map. Danny, congratulations.
Nice job.
I'd also like to commend you guys on encouraging water conservation, and I think you really serve our citizens well. So thank you so much, and thanks to your department. And Danny, you guys are awesome.
You can clap. Let's clap.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, item 6, is a citizen comment. This is a time, but in fact, this evening, this will be the only time that citizens will be able to comment in the meeting this evening. If there's anyone who would like to speak on any matter up to 3 minutes, you're welcome to at this time. Is there anyone who would like to? Yes, if you would step to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Linda Gregerson. Address is 1140 East Brenda Avenue in Murray. I've been living in Murray for about 3 years now, and when I get ready to buy again, which will be in a year or two, I really would love to stay in Murray, but I really want to find a place that is close to a dog park. And one thing we don't have here is a dog park. I am a big advocate of dogs and dog parks because they really are very beneficial for dog owners to be able to have a place where they can go and take their dog off leash and play and get good exercise. And there's a lot down in Salt Lake, and so I often end up going down that way or up to the canyons. But south of about 2,700 south of Tanner Park, there are literally only 3 dog parks down this way. There's a small one in Sandy, a small one in Taylorsville, and one out in West Jordan, but it's way, way out there. So the 2 in Sandy and Taylorsville are very small. They're a lot of dirt and wood chips, so they get really muddy, and they're very crowded because they are the only ones down this way. So I've been actually working on a petition since last January for people in the Salt Lake County area who want more dog parks. I brought you a copy of it. There's currently over 1,300 signatures on it. Of that, there's about 75 that are specifically Murray addresses, but then there's hundreds more in the surrounding areas like Holiday, Midvale, Cottonwood Heights, even Taylorsville. All people who would love to see a good dog park on this side of town, and having one in Murray would draw those people into Murray rather than have us have to go elsewhere to try to find someplace. So I'm going to give you a copy of that, and then I also have a copy of some pictures of what a lot of people think is one of the best dog parks in the whole county, and that's actually up in Rose Park. What they've done is just taken a section of a giant park along the Jordan River Trail and chained off a big section of it, put a fence, and it's a beautiful park. It's grassy, there's trees, there's benches. The people who come there, they know each other, they're regulars. It's really helped develop a sense of community in that area. They help to clean up the park and take good care of it. So I really think that would be a good model for something that we could do here and maybe in one of our big parks or big green spaces that aren't being utilized that much. So just going to leave you a copy of both of those, and just encourage you to look into that. I know there's a lot of us that would really love that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You can leave that copy with Jan there. Yes.
I was just going to comment, if I might, that this is one of the reasons that I think we need to fund, and that's on us. We need to fund this survey about our parks and what people's expectations are, and things like the dog park or the skating park or whatever else may come to come on to our plate, but so that's something you can look at in the CIP.
Yeah, since that's not an agenda item, we won't have any discussion on it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Steve Leonard, 6067 South Hollyberry Circle. Been a Murray resident for 43 years, and I'm with Linda. I would really love to see a dog park in Murray. I travel up to Park City to use their dog park. I go to Tanner's occasionally, but we need one in the Central Valley of good size, because the other small dog parks are too confined and get too busy for all the dogs to go there.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Mara Bolton, 1140 East Brenda Avenue. I'm also with Linda. I do a lot of pet sitting and pet walking, and so I see firsthand all of the pet owners that aren't able to take the time to go out of the city to walk their dogs, so they pay me to do it, and to get the beneficial full exercise. It's really hard to get enough exercise for a dog if you don't have them off leash, because we obviously don't, unless you're an avid runner, we don't do that much exercising. Anyways, and my permanent address is here right now, but I haven't bought a home. And I also, if I buy a home, I would like to buy it somewhere where I don't have to go out of the city to take dogs walking. Anyways, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Are there any others that would? Yes.
My name's Katie Headley. I live in the Vinegate apartment complex in Murray. I'm also with Linda about dog parks in Murray. I was talking, with a friend today when I decided that I was going to come, and her dog was recently a victim of another dog attack, and we were talking about how a park in our area would help with that kind of stuff. The owner of this dog was was not taking care of his dog, socializing him, all that kind of stuff. So we came up, with that would be a really good reason behind it. I just think it's important, for especially because we don't have one down that way, to be able to get our dogs out and exercise. It also is a really good part of the community. And her and I are both in our early 20s, and it's something that gives us something healthy to do, I believe, too. So it's a little bit of a personal thing for me, but I think that's important in the deciding factor that these places are getting used, and they will be used, and they'll be appreciated.
Okay, thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Are there any others that would like to take the opportunity? Okay, thank you. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. There is none, so and we have no public hearings this evening scheduled. So we will move past unfinished business, since there's none scheduled, to number 10, new business. Item 10.1 is to consider a resolution acknowledging completion and receipt of the independent audit for fiscal year 2014-2015, and order that notice be published pursuant to Section 10-6-152 of the Utah Code. Justin?
Appreciate being able to come tonight and present our financial statements to our city council and to our public. I'd like to add that we have all our financial statements we posted on our website on our front page. So if you go to www.murray.utah.gov, it's on our front page. We're also working at having a link so that you can get to the other financial statements, because we have multiple years financial statements on there, but so that someone can get to it from one click from the front page. We're working on that right now. As we talked about in our last meeting, we have a clean audit, no audit adjustments, which makes you smile. As the finance director, it makes me smile really big, and I'm really grateful for the finance department, because they worked really hard this year with so many things going on and so many changes going on. It's been a busy year. I'm grateful to bring it to the council and bring it to our public. So it's available online. If anybody wanted a hard copy, you can come to the finance department and we can provide you a hard copy if you'd like that as well. Any questions?
Just a comment for the benefit of the public. We received a presentation in our committee of the whole meeting this evening, and Phil Warnick, one of the auditors, was there to make a presentation, and this audit is squeaky clean, and he was very impressed, and so just want to say congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Any questions of Justin?
Nope. Ready for a motion?
Thank you. Yes, I would entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we approve the resolution acknowledging completion and receipt of the independent audit for fiscal year 2014 through 2015, and order that notice be published pursuant to Section 10-6-152 of the Utah Code.
I'll second that.
A motion by Mr. Nick Ponsky and a second by Mr. Hales. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hell?
Aye.
Mr. Ponsky?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll move on to 10.2, consider a resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between the city and Salt Lake County for receipt by the city of Tier 2 Zoo, Arts, and Parks funds in the amount of $75,000. Doug?
So as you know, the city has a wonderful cultural arts program, and thanks to the efforts of Mary Ann Kirk, the city received a grant from Salt Lake County through the Zoo, Arts, and Parks tax fund of $75,000, which goes towards funding of our cultural art programs in the city. So what you have before you is just an interlocal agreement that, once executed, would allow the county then to send that money to Murray City.
Any questions of Doug? Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
All right, I'll make the motion to approve the resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between the city and Salt Lake County for receipt by the city of Tier 2 Zoo, Arts, and Parks funds in the amount of $75,000.
I'd second that.
Okay, motion by Ms. Turner and a second by Mr. Nick Ponsky. Any discussion on the motion? Call for the roll then, Jennifer.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hell?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 10.3 is to consider a resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between the city and Utah Public Works Emergency Management Alliance and participating agencies who have adopted and signed this agreement to provide mutual assistance in times of emergency. Doug?
For some time now, the public work agencies in the state of Utah have been working on trying to get the various cities and other agencies to sign a mutual aid agreement that would allow us to assist each other in times of emergency. And most cities in Salt Lake County have signed this agreement. Many in the state of Utah have signed it. And so what we're asking you to do tonight is to approve this agreement, which again would allow us in times of emergencies to either request assistance from other agencies or to provide assistance to other agencies. The agreement outlines the procedures of how to do this and how to reimburse and how to manage various staff and equipment in times of an emergency. So I'd recommend that you consider approval of it this evening.
Okay, thank you, Doug. I appreciate having the FAQs included in the packet there that help answer any questions any of the council members might have. Are there any questions of Doug on this?
I just have a comment. This makes so much sense. I'm wondering why it hasn't been done before. I mean, that's great.
I kind of not had.
Why would a city not participate? You said some haven't signed up.
Well, if you read the agreement, it really, it doesn't bind anybody to anything. It generally does what we would normally do anyway, although it does, I guess, put it in words and formalize it. So some cities, and including Murray in the past, has felt like we would, if a city were to call us and ask us to provide assistance, that we would provide assistance. We just didn't have it in formal language. But now that most everybody seems to be on board with getting this signed, then we feel like we want to be part of that process. It's also very helpful if you talk to John Harris, who's the City Emergency Management Director for in the fire department. These kind of agreements are also very helpful when there is an emergency and FEMA wants to see all these kinds of agreements so that they can reimburse us. So this will help us with FEMA in times of an emergency as well.
It's all about the paperwork.
Yep.
John Harris is here tonight. Did you want to add anything to that, John?
I think that was well put.
Okay. Any other questions? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we approve the resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between the city and Utah Public Works Emergency Management Alliance and participating agencies who have adopted and signed this agreement to provide mutual assistance in times of emergency.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Hales and a second by Ms. Turner. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes. Okay, we'll move to item number 11. That's report of the mayor. Mayor?
Just a few things tonight. First of all, I'd just like to say what our holiday hours are going to be so that the council and also our residents know when our buildings are going to be open. On Christmas Eve, December the 24th, we'll be open until noon. And then, of course, we'll be closed on Christmas Day the 25th. The same on New Year's Day. We will close the offices at 3 o'clock. On New Year's Eve, and on New Year's Day, the offices will be closed, and those are all of our holiday hours. Another thing about our fire department, if you didn't see it on the news, and I'd just like to recognize the fire department. They had two very serious fires over the weekend here, house fires here in our area. They responded to the first fire, which was in a false roof type thing. Is that correct, John? It was a false type attic.
Fire was the first one was in a false roof.
Yeah, false attic type false roof, which is kind of a difficult fire to fight. And while they were there, they got an alarm of another fire in our city, which was even more serious of a house fire. They responded to that along with UFA were there as well. There was a car in the driveway and no one responded at the door, and so they had to do what they are willing to do, and that's to enter the house to make sure that there's no occupants or animals inside the house, even though the house was was on fire. Very dangerous situation for them. 3 of them were inside the house when the floor collapsed below them, and they fell that story down to the basement. And one of the officers was injured. He went and had received medical treatment, I believe, at IMC Hospital. The other 2, fortunately, were not seriously injured, and one of those 3 officers were one of our officers here. And so we just want to commend our fire department for the incredible work that they do and for the bravery that they have in the service that they render to our citizens. And I want to commend John for just letting me know of these things. So when these things happen and the citizen comes up to me and says, "What did you think about that?" and I have no idea what's going on in the city, I really appreciate him notifying me and letting me be updated on those things. Likewise, with our police department, we also had an incident early Monday morning of a former employee over at IMC that caused a little bit of a problem over there. Our police responded over there, handled the incident in a very professional way, and brought the incident under control. David Grauer, who is the CEO over there, let us know how much he appreciated the fast response and being able to mitigate a situation that could have gotten out of hand over there. So we have terrific policemen, terrific firemen. It's hard to believe that a city has the best water department, the best police, the best fire, the best finance department, and the best department heads in every single location, and the best employees and the best citizens, but that's the way it is. And so, what can I say? That's just a matter of fact. Just wanted to tell Justin once again how much all of us appreciate the report that we've received tonight and what he has done for our city with regard to finances. That finance report was really something to make us all proud, but especially his department and Justin's efforts as well. So I want to thank him on that very much, and that's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. Are there any questions of the mayor? Okay, then we will be adjourned.
Set a record.